Okay, I think this is saying still, please stand by. So give me a minute here. Let me just trying to figure this out. This is the first time I've done this. Info and settings. Like right now. Hello? Okay, I think. There we go. This is saying
bit of a
still,
delay.
please stand by. So give me a minute here. Let me just trying to figure this out. This is the first time I've done this. Info and settings. Hello? Okay, I think. There we go. This is saying
bit of a
still,
delay.
please stand by. So give me a minute here. I'm just gonna post to Facebook, Twitter, everything like that, and say, hey, I'm doing this thing, maybe you should join. Riveting commentary indeed. You can't even see that window over there, so I'm gonna come here, and I'm gonna try not to get distracted by Facebook the entire time that we're doing this. Share this to my own timeline. And we post that over to Twitter. And over on Twitter, we'll tell them that it's bacon sushi. Boom. Okay. Let's see what this is really quick. Don't care. Okay, so I'll keep it on this page right here. And I guess we'll get started. So, hey everyone, welcome to Boater Cooks Something, Boater Streams Something, Boater Streams Cooking Something. What we're doing is we are going to be editing hopefully the entirety of a Boater Cooks Something episode. I just ate lunch, which was leftovers from the episode. Of course, 2 days later I was still kind of tasting it. It's a very strong kind of taste. But what we're going to do is kind of go through and you'll kind of see the process for editing a relatively basic episode like this one.
Go.
Hey guys,
First thing you normally do, we get the intro recorded.
Hey guys, I generally don't have sushi that much, which is to say I generally haven't had it at all. And Jen here does sushi a fair amount of the time. So to kind of like start me out, hey, here's
I'm going to drop this to a quarter resolution just because with the
what we can do.
Jen
said that she has a really cool sushi recipe that we can make right here at home. So Jen, tell me a little bit about it.
So this is one of my favorite ways to make sushi. We're gonna make bacon sushi.
Boy.
And cut to intro. Intro. A subscription drive. Bacon sushi source footage. Going back to Buttercook something, getting my titles template that I made back in season 1. Modified it a little bit. Just copy that over here. Renaming to season 3 episode 5. Bacon sushi titles. We'll open that right up. My computer's not the fastest for this kind of thing, but of course it doesn't help when I've got everything going on. So, okay, so first this title, we're not doing a recipe source on this one. Actually, we will. We're doing, the source is the internet. Video floating around, but then also a lot of inspiration from that, so I'm fine just crediting it to the internet at large. It seems like a rather internet recipe. Bacon sushi. This has already got the animation in there. Really simple titles. And may as well get our end credits set as well. Host Boater, camera staff, guest, Jen. Witty joke setup, and then punchline, and then the social stuff at the end, including music now, which is new to this season. So I normally come up with the witty joke during the episode, so we will come back to that and see how that goes. So in the meantime, I've got extra crap open. What don't I need? I guess this is all. Boop. Get rid of that. Supposedly I could have killed some processes ahead of time, but alright, we'll just start with exporting the title. Add that to render queue. That'll be our Qt PNG. Going to my E drive, press enter. Butter cooks something. I've got Butter cooks, Butter does something miscellaneous docs. Butter does something tonight. Butter plays something. Butter streams something. Brand new today. Butter unboxes something. So much stuff. Season 3 episode 5, source footage, title, save, render. I'll take a little bit of time. In the meantime, we'll come over here and get our next shot set up.
Back.
Actually, one thing that I like to do is to take all that footage and just drag and drop it straight onto our timeline. And realize that we've got over an hour of footage here. Now, there's a lot of times when we just left the camera rolling, so a lot's going to be cut out. But, you know, right now we're at 1:17, and it is kind of gratifying to see it be like, trying to keep an eye on the stream over here, but it is kind of gratifying to see that time shrink. Hour 17, 1 hour, 50 minutes, 40 minutes. And my goal is always to keep it under 20, certainly no longer than 22, which is, you know, that magical half-hour show time period. Not that I ever plan on showing this on TV, but it's a nice metric for a goal. So, well, come on in.
Back.
The shutter button.
No, wait, hang on.
Oh, you did the finger in
I
front of
just,
the thing?
well, as soon as I hit the button, it turned off. But it's back on, it says recording.
Okay, that was probably your
This is
hand
getting
going
more
up to the eye
echo. We
sensor.
didn't use the
Because remember, it's got the electronic viewfinder?
season.
Aha, okay then.
Because
If you
I
want to
only
prevent
have
it from
one
doing
lapel
that,
mic.
pop
When
out
I
the screen
did,
a little bit.
Cuban sandwiches with
You're fine?
vapes.
Yeah,
Okay.
That was.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
it's going.
Well, I did Cuban sandwiches with vapes. That was actually borrowing a mic and an audio recorder to get both.
Alright, so...
Didn't have that this time, so straight off the camera for the first time this season. But at least we don't have the
Alright,
super
so
loud.
actually, in all honesty, that sounds
recorder.
pretty awesome. So tell me a little bit about it, and then we'll get started.
Right, so bacon
With my
sushi is
hands on
kind of a
screen.
misnomer.
With my hands
It's
here.
not served raw, thank God. Thank God.
Add in some nice quick cuts.
It's
See if that works.
not served raw, thank God. It's cooked up. It's just basically it's bacon wrapped around ground beef using a sushi mat and served and sliced up, kind of like sushi is. So it's easier to say bacon sushi than delicious meat log.
Though delicious meat log does bring an interesting image to mind. So, for what we'll need to create this delicious meat log ingredient board, take it away.
Ingredient board. Okay, so for ingredient board, I have an additional process. So you probably know that ingredient board is played by Microsoft Anna, which is just kind of the standard robot voice that comes with. Oh, title's complete. I'm gonna save this and quit this. Source footage. Title. Poof. I can put this all together, and it comes out like so.
Sushi. We're gonna make bacon sushi.
What? Alright, so...
Actually, now that we've got that in there, we'll cut out a little bit more dead time there. Whole 10 frames gone.
Alright, so actually, in all honesty, that sounds pretty awesome.
So, okay, so now we're back to doing ingredient boards. So the first thing that we shoot whenever we do this is we shoot ingredient board. Just write out everything right there. And then I open up a program called Balaboka, or Balaboka. I'm not quite sure of the pronunciation. But it's a way that I found to get that Microsoft Voice. It's normally just for, you know, reading text aloud, whatever. It essentially, I can write up a document and it'll play it right there. So right now, our ingredients list is lengthy. 2 pounds of ground beef. Let's see if I'm going to have to try to trick ingredient board this time around. 1 pound of bacon. Excuse me. 1 to 2 tomatoes. 1 to 2 onions. Garlic. Capitalization I don't think really matters. There's a line break. Block of cheese. Panko. Salt. Pepper. Onion powder. Garlic powder. Chili powder is 2 words. Okay. Then we put this back to the beginning and listen and make sure that that's saying what we want it to say.
2 pounds of ground beef, 1 pound of bacon, 1 to 2 tomatoes, 1
Okay,
to
it's not because we need periods. Everything needs periods. It's a period piece. What? Okay, keep that previewing. And now we come back here and give that another
2
shot.
pounds of ground beef, 1 pound of bacon, 1 to 2 tomatoes,
Yep,
1 to 2 onions,
yep,
garlic,
yeah,
block of cheese,
good,
panko,
good enough.
salt,
Yep,
pepper,
obviously.
onion powder,
Mm-hmm.
garlic powder,
Yay,
chili powder.
of course. Yep, that's it all. So we go to File, Save Audio File, and this is getting saved as ingredient board in, we've got to head up a little bit, bacon sushi, source footage, save. Ding! That's done. We'll keep that off, I'm just shoving that off to my other window here, and we can come back to that if we need it. Sometimes I need little interjections from ingredient board throughout the episode that aren't in the main ingredient list, and I believe this is one of those episodes. So, now we take ingredient board, bring it also into source footage. I'm just going to make a bin into here and say A99, that's my camera. That way I can consolidate this a little bit more, have it make a bit more sense. Link that up, and there we go. Ingredient board.mp3, come on in. I will also need that ingredient board take, that is right here. Okay, well the stream keeps like pausing on me, probably because I'm also trying to upload to the same thing. But until I get Open Broadcaster yelling at me and saying that, nope, it didn't work, then we're going to keep going. Again, this is the first time I've streamed like this, so I'm not quite sure how everything is working out there. So we will see. Last season I started taking to not commenting on every single ingredient as it came up. So what we'll do here is just I'm looking for the first thing that we comment on, and then everything prior to that can just be done in one chunk. So I just want to see what
So,
those
Beef,
chunks
we don't need
are.
to say anything. It's rolling?
Yes.
Cool. Hey.
I have a moment I'm like, are we in focus? But
This
of
is
course I'm
bacon.
like, hey, go on and get away from the
Bacon.
bacon.
Alright, so for your bacon, you're gonna
Okay, so the first thing that is commented on is lay bacon. So we will do up through that. We do not need an audio track on ingredient board. Let me actually... I still need to figure out exactly how we're going to do ingredient board, but right now Steph is kind of popped in like that. So we'll do this. We'll just do a quick pan and scan. I can't believe I just said pan and scan voluntarily. That's fine. Okay. Writing down ground beef. Writing down lay bacon. And comes away. And end of shot. Now we come here and we listen.
2 pounds of ground beef, 1 pound of bacon,
Make a cut, and this will speed up. Speed to 400 is usually a good place to start. And sure enough, let's see, 400 has bacon just up there a little bit more. So we'll just do the, what's that tool called? I don't even, the rate stretch tool. And frame blend for the motion blur, which will get me a lot of samples because my camera shoots at 60 frames a second, so frame blur was already getting me 2 samples per 30 FPS frame. So it's getting nice and blurred out. It'll look good. Bring this over here.
Board, take it away.
2 pounds of ground beef. 1 pound of bacon.
I might actually, after all of this, go through and do a noise removal pass. Just a very light hiss removal. So I'm going to keep ingredient board on a separate line here so I can export just that one line. Not something I normally need to do, but again, without the lapel microphone, it could be necessary. Okay, so ingredient board lines, you're going to be on 3, while I work with these over here on 2. Alright, saying stuff about bacon, take it away.
Alright, so for your bacon, you're going to want like regular cut bacon, not thick cut, not thin cut, and you don't need to have any fancy flavors, I just want regular bacon.
Cool. Cool. So it's a matter of we need a certain number of strips of bacon,
Right.
and not so much that there's a pound there or whatever.
Right.
Before she kind of does the half close her eyes thing, I do that a lot. I start to close my eyes and turn right at the end of a word. Just visually I think it looks better, and it keeps that nice quick cut feel going on.
Ground beef. 1 pound of bacon.
Alright, so for your bacon, you're going to want like regular cut bacon, not thick cut, not thin cut, and you don't need to have any fancy flavors, I just want regular bacon.
Cool. So it's a matter of we need a certain number of strips of bacon,
Right.
and not so much that there's a pound there or whatever.
Right.
1 to 2 tomatoes.
Gotta turn up the rest of ingredient board. It's at its loudest right now in Balboca at volume 100, but I still gotta give it a +6 boost. Comes out a little quiet. Okay, so next thing we comment on. Now you heard kind of Ronan walking around in the background. That's why. That's another
Let
reason
him out
I
before
can't
we,
even use the mic. There's so many times he's just like, I'm gonna eat something. Crunch, 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 crunch. I'm gonna walk around and paw at the door. He was really good this episode, though.
Give him a shove.
That's actually us shoving him outside. He was looking at the door.
Cheese was next.
Cheese, yeah.
Okay.
So
Cut out the at the beginning, which was, especially in the first episode, was kind of the genesis of part of the reason why I did the quick cut thing. Part of it was because of some vlogs that I'd seen online, and part of it was because it's like, hey, I'm saying a lot. Let's chop that out. I'm not as aggressive with that as I used to be, but it still happens. Okay, so the next thing that we mention is the cheese, so we can let this go straight through until cheese.
1 to 2 tomatoes. 1 to 2 onions. Garlic. Block of cheese. Gang.
So right through to block of cheese. Blockhead. Garlic. Block of cheese, there it is. Oh, nope, that's panko. That's everything trying to catch up. Got so many layers on each other. And again, the whole transcoding thing at the same time. My poor computer. Block of cheese. So just before she comes up to start writing panko. There it is. That just sits there for a little while too. Okay, so now that we've got that, we again hit frame blend and speed duration 400. And actually, I'm going to come back here, turn off frame blending, just so that I can realistically preview this thing and see how it goes. Oh, that's going on this bunch. Looks like we'll also have to speed that up a little more again as well. 400 to 500 is kind of the sweet spot for matching ingredient boards. Vocal pacing.
There or whatever.
right.
1 to 2 tomatoes.
Excuse me? Yeah, about that.
1 to 2 tomatoes. 1 to 2 onions. Garlic. Block of cheese.
Not perfectly one-to-one, but it's still all in there. It seems like it has enough time. Again, it's hard to preview in real time with everything going on right now. I'd like a more powerful computer. Oh, I keep doing that Shift S or Shift Z, but I do not have the computing power for that. Or no, it's computing power for the other thing. The Shift Z is that this is still hour 18 sequence right here. And Greeny Board is some of the most involved editing that a Boater Cook Something episode can take. Because it's, you get this audio, bring it over here, it's stretching, it's a back and forth kind of thing, whereas otherwise it's usually just a clip and snip, 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 snip. Okay.
So for your
You're not,
cheese,
you're not going to make me grate that, are you?
this is already great cheese. So for your cheese, I would classify.
Okay, there's a pun there. I need to make sure that that's...
This is already great cheese. So for your
a little bit of a snip.
already great cheese. So for your cheese, I would classify as Jack cheese, your cheddar Jack, Monterey Jack,
Colby
Pepper
Jack.
Jack, Colby Jack,
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
I went Monterey Jack just because I like the little bit of spicy kick that it has. You can really go with any of those.
That's Ronan outside trying to come back in again. He's closer to the camera than we are.
And I call for chili.
So we're going to start that at I call for chili powder, but that actually this will be the rest of the ingredients because chili powder is last here. So
Kick that it has, you can really go with any of those.
Panko. Salt. Pepper. Onion powder. Garlic powder. Chili powder.
cool. Bump this back down to audio 2 because I was putting it together in a silly fashion. So this goes through to chili powder. Chili powder looks like it's there. Let's go back until it's not. Give it a little bit extra, just so it can stay on screen. And speed, oh, that's going to need at least 500 compression there. Oh, I didn't re-enable frame blend. This one has it? Yes, okay.
Panko. Salt. Pepper. Onion powder. Garlic powder. Chili powder.
A little on the slow side, so we'll bump that up just a little more, and I think this will do it.
Panko. Salt. Pepper. Onion powder. Garlic powder. Chili powder.
Yeah, that's good. I'll just bring that in, frame blend, so that when the hand's up here, it goes blur. Because she's writing so fast!
Chili powder.
I call for chili powder, but you can also go with paprika. That's what I use at home because I don't have chili powder. We picked up chili powder here for this. So any kind of a spicy spice would be good.
Spice.
Yes.
Okay. As opposed to, like, posh spice?
Cut.
No! Like, posh spice? No!
We can make that more abrupt.
Spice.
Boop.
As opposed to, like, posh spice? No! I don't want to be spiced. Okay, so
Take a closer look here.
Mosh spice. No, I don't want to be spiced. Okay, so step one. Okay, that was good. I got.
Cool. Now we can bring in the rest of the stuff and start the much simpler editing and getting an idea of where we stand for time. We're at an hour 15 right now. People commenting on a photo that I made. I need to check. I need to Facebook, guys. You don't understand. Don't understand. Okay, so that's Facebook. You don't need to see Facebook. There's cool stuff, but whatever. That's Facebook. Catch up the stream a little bit there. Okay, so looks like it's still going. Okay, so we're coming in, we're editing more stuff.
And then we'll also
So
come in
the two of those at least.
longer.
Go.
Okay, and actually I did.
Alright, so this is taking out that step one, whatever, and adding in more stuff that we forgot.
Spice. No, I don't want to be spiced.
Come on.
Spiced. Okay, and actually I did want to ask, what is panko aside from Japanese style bread flakes?
That's literally what panko is, as far as I know. It's just like white bread that's crumbed up specifically. It's not as fine as what regular like Italian breadcrumbs are.
Okay.
It's a little bit fluffier, basically.
Okay. Cool. And then so let's see, that was panko. And then okay, so cool. And then
Alright, actually, this is getting inserted into panko. This bit right here. I forgot about that. I wanted to ask, what the shit is panko? So this is getting put in. Make sure we don't have an extra errant blur of the hand over there. No, we do not. So we take this and shimmy, 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 shimmy. This comes back here, and we ask to be edumacated on panko. Ugh. Didn't give it enough shimmy. Get over there.
Panko.
okay, and actually I did want to ask, what is panko aside from Japanese style bread flakes?
That's literally what panko is, as far as I know. It's just like white bread that's crumbed up specifically. It's not as fine as what regular like Italian breadcrumbs are.
Okay.
It's a little bit fluffier, basically.
Salt. Pepper. Onion powder. Garlic powder. Chili powder.
I call for chili.
So I'm going to try to go through noise reduction on those, because obviously the hiss kind of drops off a bit there. One thing that I did in the past was that I would get room tone, and while I was shooting ingredient board, there was a quiet moment if something's being written, and I would just copy that over. Because of my standards this season, I'm going to see if I can get rid of the noise first, and then if I need to put a bit more in, then I can bring the ingredient board room tone back. So, okay, so we're back to not wanting to be spiced and taking it from there.
Spice. No, I don't want to be spiced. Cool, and then mosh spice. No, I don't want to be spiced. Okay, so there's actually a couple things too that we'll need as far as implements that you probably won't have in your kitchen, so you'll want to make sure to grab these too.
Right. The first is obviously you're going to want to have a sushi rolling mat. You can find these for usually a couple bucks at most larger grocery stores. There's
It may or
also,
may not come with a spoon for paddling.
if you have local Asian stores, then obviously they'll be there.
That would be for rice, but that can also be used to hit me when I get out of line.
We're going to prepare
Let's cut out her and to a funny aside, and then we'll quick cut back.
They'll be there.
That would be for rice, but that can also be used to hit me when I get out of line.
We're going to prepare this in a specific way later on.
Trying to know if there's a second where nothing's
And
happening.
the last
It's cut out. Yeah, we'll leave the and.
way later on. And the last thing is you're going to have long toothpicks, not like regular tiny ones that are about, that big. You want to make sure that you have nice long toothpicks
3 to
to
4
hold
inch.
together these really big meat logs.
You're gonna laugh every single time we say meat long. Okay, let's get to it. Okay. Okay, let's get to it. Cut.
Go.
Alright,
Let's get to it.
Alright, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to chop up your onion and get that sauteing so that by the time that that's done sauteing, the rest of your food will be ready to go into the oven.
Cool.
It's just real simple.
Is it chopped up?
Yeah, just chop, not dice or anything. Yeah,
Steph was starting to say something there. We'll cut that out and go straight to.
go into the oven.
Chopped up?
Yeah, just chop, not dice.
And in fact, we won't even have my question in there. It's a little too abrupt.
Go into the oven. Just chop, not dice or anything like that. Just chop into rounds.
Okay. Okay. Plastic board may be better for that.
Well, this has the little sticky feet under it, so
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Discussion on that.
Cool. We can actually cut and then just
Right.
pick up again.
Yeah, you probably need to.
Getting some close-ups. Alright, this is something that we're really trying to do in Season 3. We started doing it more in Season 2. We had a couple times in Season 1, but Season 3 we're really focusing on getting close-ups when appropriate.
Okay.
And then we'll see exactly which spot of this. We won't do the whole cut. We'll do right here. This one looks like it'll be good.
Okay.
Good. That's onion chopping for you. Did you say anything? No.
Go.
Rounds.
Okay. Alright, got you some oil heating up.
Alright, yeah, then all you just gotta do.
Heating up.
When possible, I try to see if I can remove the kind of vocal tics, starting a sentence with "alright" or "okay." So her, "alright, yeah."
Alright, yeah, then all you just.
Her, "alright, yeah."
Yeah.
And it's hard to find like that one frame that.
Heating up.
Then all you just gotta do is just put your onion.
So like that, I can maybe go like one more frame back. Roll that backward.
Oil heating up.
And then all you just gotta do.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be rough either way. So. Roll that back. Try it with just yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then all you just gotta do is just put your onions in the pan and get them sauteing while we do the rest of this.
Excuse me, puppy.
cutting off a word at the beginning of the word sounds so weird, but you can do it at the end and it's totally fine.
Miss one.
So this is going to be one of those little weird...
Yeah, and then all you just
Right, I'm just going to audio transition and delete that video one. We don't need that, but this, we'll just make that like a 2-frame fade in.
yeah, and then all you just
That'll be better.
Heating up.
yeah, and then all you just gotta
There
do
we go.
is just put your onions in the pan and get them sautéing while we do the rest of this.
Excuse me, puppy. Miss one. Cool. So we'll just keep an eye on the.
So we'll start it at so instead of cool.
While we do the rest of this.
Excuse me, puppy. So we'll just keep an eye on those and.
Might do that again since it worked so well. We'll see. We'll get rid of that and make this a 2-frame little transition.
So we'll just keep an eye on those
Good
and. Yeah, keep stirring them around. Saute. Cool. We're out of brown sugar. Otherwise, I'd be like. Just keep an eye on those.
The and we'll just keep an eye on it. Totally not necessary. So
Just keep an eye on those. We're out of brown sugar. Otherwise, I'd be like, caramelize.
They'll be fine as they are.
getting Facebook notifications and stuff. Let me just quit Trillion right now. Dear Trillion, exit. Stop beeping. You're annoying people.
Otherwise, I'd be like, caramelize.
They'll be fine.
Caramelize.
They'll be fine as they are. Take off my jacket.
This kitchen's really heating up. What's next?
Her saying take off my jacket, unnecessary, but then I turn it into a joke, and it is necessary.
Take off my jacket.
This kitchen's really heating up. What's next?
Alright, let's see. The next thing we're going to want
Heating up.
The next thing we're going to want to do is start mixing together all the ingredients in with the ground beef, all of your spices, to get that nice and seasoned.
Time's gonna cut out. Time's gonna cut out. Time's gonna cut out.
Biggest bowl or second biggest?
People commenting on stuff. Well, something for Star Wars nerds. You know what? I want to read this, but I'm gonna open that up in a tab and just leave it off to the side. I don't think anybody's watching, but just in case, you guys don't deserve to see me staring over here reading about someone's edit of Phantom Menace for 10 minutes.
Loud noises.
That was fine, yeah.
Cool. And for that, I've
Okay, and then after all that, that edit ends up looking like this.
nice and seasoned.
And for that, obviously, you just need a bowl to do all the mixing in.
Looks like we had it right down there ready to go. No, not the case. You would be surprised at how little we prepare for things. Maybe. Unless you know me, in which case you wouldn't be surprised at all.
So, you want me to do the mixing, or and
Sure.
then you can? Cool. Yeah, I can be hands-on. Let me make sure these are washed.
Wouldn't need this except it turned into a joke.
Mixing in? You want me to do the mixing, or and
Sure.
then you can? Cool. Yeah, I can be hands-on. Let me make sure these are washed.
Washing your hands.
These are washed.
Washing your hands.
These are washed.
Washing your hands.
Jen, washing the hands.
I already said that, you turd.
It's a little hard to hear her say washing the hands because, again, I wish we had the lapel mics. I keep saying it, but, you know, it's true. With those, then I could just turn mine off when she says that, and there's just water in the background.
Let me make sure these are washed.
Washing your hands.
Jen, washing the hands.
I already said that, you turd.
Oh, I couldn't hear you. There was water. I was washing hands. Call me a turd. Hands. Call me a turd. Turd blossom. All right. Now I'll just jack it off.
What kind of cold ass water to wash your hands with?
Okay.
Waiting for everything to come together.
Do you have a rubber spatula or something for that, or do you just want me to be
I just
careful
use
with
that.
this?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you're not gouging, you're fine with those. Okay.
I usually do end up with a fair amount of footage for Bo to Cook Something
You can
episodes.
also cook down faster if you have a lid for them.
One exception was Big Mac and Cheese. When we were filming, putting the sauce together, I was out of tape. Like, I had 5 minutes of tape left for, okay, chop up onions. Okay, do this. Okay, do this. Cut. Do this. Cut. Do this. Cut. And it kind of shows. I tried to hide it as much as possible, but fortunately now I have many SD cards with which to record stuff. Not that they're all not full of stuff at any point in time, but, you know, 4 Sony ones and one unnamed one that is usually my Evermedia media recorder for Let's Plays. But running out of tape is no longer an issue.
I don't know if you do.
Okay. I didn't know what you wanted for heat. Medium, high.
Heat's not really an issue, it's just a case of like how many onions there are and they're putting the lid on it will help it.
Okay, I do
Cook
not
more
for that
easily.
particular one,
Okay.
but duly noted, a lid would be beneficial.
Right.
So,
I'm gonna skip that. It's sautéing onions, whatever. Lid, no lid. Lid would be beneficial, but that's just a big discussion that's not needed, and I'm already going to be crunched on time.
turd blossom. So, okay, when it comes to spices, do you measure anything out, or do you just, no, that looks good?
I kind of just tend to eyeball it, probably a few tablespoons of each. I have grinders at home, so I'm kind of estimating how much of salt and pepper you're going to need. Salt and pepper you're going to need.
Blend up everything and then I'll start,
Yep.
then we'll probably do a second round.
Just cut that off at estimating.
Salt and
No, well,
how much of estimating how much of salt and pepper you're gonna need.
There's the salt. We'll do a little bit of pepper.
So teaspoon, tablespoon, salt and pepper you're gonna need.
Okay, so
Teaspoon, tablespoon.
okay. Show the people at home.
Do with the next ingredient. And you're just kind of
That's fine.
do with the next ingredient. Maybe not this one.
That's got some
Hard to
chunks.
see.
That's got some chunks.
That's fine.
I hear Ronan. I'm listening with headphones, so I'm hearing him. I know he's not down here, but I'm still like, ugh. Fish tank's down here though. Got that set up yesterday. The fish, but you know, just dumped in the water. Probably still ice cold. Dumping stuff into hand.
That's got some chunks. That's got some chunks.
I said it again after she commented on something that we're cutting out.
That's got some chunks.
That's fine.
Smush, smush the chunks.
Show the people at home.
You know, it's a teaspoon, tablespoon. No more. Teaspoon, tablespoon. No more than 2. No more than 2.
Yoink. And yoink.
That's fine. Teaspoon, tablespoon. No more than 2. Don't be afraid to be generous with your spices. Don't be afraid to be generous with your spices.
And then I see a big empty spot in the waveform, so cut.
If you're worried about any of If you're worried about any of them at all, then as usual, the first time that you make it, go a little light and then ramp it up from there as you're comfortable.
Really, the only one that you need to be
There as you're comfortable.
really the only one that you need to be worried about is going to be your spicy spice, whether it's your chili powder or your paprika. Every once in a while,
Can get a nice clean to get rid of clean cut to get rid of that
paprika. Every once in a while, I throw in a shot of cinnamon, just to kind of give it a little bit of an extra kick. It adds a different, interesting flavor, but you don't want to add too much because otherwise it just tastes like a really weird holiday dinner.
Yeah, okay.
We'll leave that at the non-verbal reaction.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
There we go.
It's not medium, so it's not as poppy.
That's what's good. Sometimes you get chili powder.
We'll go with her going.
Dinner. That's what's good. Sometimes you get chili powder and it can be really intense. So
Yeah, and then when you lean down and sniff it, which, you know, goes
that's why I
everywhere.
gave it a sniff before I dumped it in there.
True.
Just to make sure that it wasn't overpowering.
Alright, so now that everything's in there, we're gonna start with the mixy mix.
Right. And I'm also just
Right is unnecessary.
Mix.
And I'm also just going to add in, we have pre-minced garlic. I don't usually put garlic in mine, I haven't yet, but I know that Boater here tends to keep some minced garlic in his fridge, so I said to heck with that, it's probably going to taste great, so I'm going to add some of that in here. Just get a spoon, so I'm not doing that with my hand. Go with
Another couple teaspoons.
stuff.
Yoink that one out of there. And that one. So it looks like this.
So I'm going to add some of that in here.
Another couple teaspoons.
Yeah, a couple spoonfuls of that.
Couple spoonfuls.
Weighs a couple tons.
Smells like garlic bread. I wonder why.
Not needed. It's not often I come up with a pun while editing that I don't think of while shooting. In this case, probably a pun.
Then do you do another round of spices once this is all mixed up?
And I don't think we'll show that second round going, and normally I would do like a quick cut. I'm probably just gonna yank that
Couple
out.
spoonfuls. Then do you do another round of spices once this is all mixed up? Or was that pretty much everything that you put in at the start? Is pretty much it.
I usually
Mixed up? Once this is all mixed up?
end up eyeballing it, and if it looks like the spices are a little thinly sparsed, I add in some more.
Okay, so at the moment we kind of got this going on.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe use a little more.
Sit back and watch the mix. Oh, there was words.
You're so good, Ronan.
You probably don't want to sniff my hand right now, sweetie pie.
Achoo!
Yeah. I was just about to hold it out for him, but
Is that
decided
chili
against
pepper?
it. Well, one time,
This might go post credits.
You're so good, Ronan.
no, you probably don't want to sniff my hand right now, sweetie pie.
Achoo!
Yeah. I was just about to hold it out for him, but
Is that
decided
chili
against
pepper?
it. Well, one time, my friend Levi's cat was investigating the scene while I was
Cat.
making chicken riggies.
That cat.
And so I'm cutting up all the pieces of chicken, and the cat jumps on the table because he wants some chicken. And I put all the chicken to the side, and I'm looking at this cat, and I'm giving him this little, this little devil eye. And I start cutting up the jalapeno, and the cat's creeping closer and closer.
Don't do it, I dare ya.
So I hold out my hand that I had just cut the jalapeno with, and the cat goes and flips out and runs off the table into the other room. So left me alone while I was making the rest of the chicken riggies.
Let's get a little more spice in this.
Okay. So that's gonna be at the end over here. That's probably gonna be a post-credits scene. Or just a supplemental video. Remember, actually, yeah, I did one as a supplement for Mass Effect. So I might just release this ahead of time to just as an extra video to, hey, look forward to this, and here's a bonus conversation. I'm still showing one person watching now, and that would be me. But if you are joining... I got tagged. I got tagged. What did I get tagged for? I don't want to live on this planet anymore. That's what I got tagged on. Okay. Actually, my sister is online apparently. Boom. Alright, so I told her to let me know if it seems to be working alright, and if it isn't, then I've spent the last hour and a half talking to myself, needlessly. Kind of thing happened.
Let's get a little more spice.
Okay, so that's talking about needing a little more spice.
We kind of got this going on. Let's get a little more spice in this, and then I think we can move on.
So we'll cut out adding spice.
Sure. Excuse me, sweetie pie.
Jen told me where she is, and she is currently indisposed, but she will be on shortly.
Can we call your brother?
Can we see the puppy?
Spice in this, and then I think we can move on.
Excuse me, sweetie pie. There you go.
That's a weird thing to call your brother.
Okay. Oh, she wins. I broke eye contact first. Oh, she wins. She asserts dominance. So, unless something hilarious is said, or done.
Probably the only person to do it.
That's good timing, actually, too. Sneeze trying to come up.
It's a weird thing to call your brother.
Probably the only person to do it. Would you like me to hold that for you?
Nope, I got it.
Sometimes I wonder about you, and they're
Actually, let me go back to that frame, that, like, glare frame, and slap a marker on that, because that's a good possibility for, like, the Facebook cover photo and YouTube and everything like that.
sometimes I wonder about you, and then the rest of the time I'm asleep.
I was gonna say sometimes. That's a good answer though.
You, and then the rest of the time I'm asleep.
And we'll just leave it there. You don't need my...
I was gonna say sometimes.
We'll let her
That's a
get
good
that
answer
singer in.
though. Is that everything?
I'll just add a little bit more chili
A
powder.
little more chili powder. Little less chili powder.
Nah.
Alright, there we go.
Cool. Time for the mixy mixy.
Yep, I'm gonna go wash my hands.
If you look out the window, see that odd shape out there. I was trying to prevent daylight from coming in, so we put a towel up on the window. I'll get like an actual black sheet or something for next time.
The rest of the time I'm asleep. Alright, there we go.
Cool. Time for the mixy mixy.
Yep, I'm gonna go wash my hands before I itch my eye.
Whatever snort that was, we'll pull it out.
Truth. So does this actually end up tasting like spicy? So does this actually end up tasting like spicy at all, or is this just giving it a little bit more?
Let's do the 15 frames of Washi Washi.
Wash my hands before I itch my eye.
So does this actually end up tasting?
And pull that in just a bit more again. Okay. I am going to see, actually, I'm going to pop open Firefox really quick and see if I can get the stream to work there, because, like, it's obviously going on YouTube. It just keeps pausing, and I'm wondering if that's because, like, I'm uploading to the same place that it's downloading from, and that's just a local thing. Okay, so there it is. Yay, that's where we are. We're on like a 30-second delay or something, but I'm gonna pop that over this way. Just keep an eye on that. Maybe that'll work a bit better over there like that. Whoop. Firefox. I gotta look around my joystick here. Still have this thing up here for... I did Artemis a couple days ago again and used it for the helm. And then occasionally if I want to play Elite Dangerous, but it's been a while. It's just kind of a pain in the ass to pack back up, so it sits here and it's always blocking a little part of my screen. Oh, I'm playing this game, I gotta move it over here. Playing this game, I gotta move it over here. It's gotta look at my taskbar.
So does this actually end up tasting like spicy at all, or is this just giving it a little bit more flavor there? Like, would you consider it a spicy?
I wouldn't say it's spicy. It just kind of gives it some more flavor. It gives it a nice, taste to it, so it's not just plain ground beef, so it doesn't just kind of taste like a meatloaf. I wouldn't say it's spicy. It just kind of gives it some more flavor. I wouldn't say it's spicy. It just kind of gives it some more flavor, so it doesn't just kind of taste like a meatloaf.
We'll do that transition again. Rambled a little bit, and we're just going to cut that down to the necessary parts, front and back.
More flavor, so it doesn't just kind of taste like a meatloaf, basically.
Okay.
Boop, boop, boop. Does this paused on me? What is this doing? No, okay, so that's moving. And it's moving there. Okay, cool. I don't know what I'm doing with streaming. Streaming is hard.
We want to avoid it tasting like a meatloaf.
Yeah. But that's also...
I want to see me do T-Rex arms over there now. It's about a 30-second delay, so I'm just...
Okay, but that's also some of the extra stuff that goes in. I mean, all this stuff here, I mean, if you like meatloaf, by all means, spice your meatloaf with all this kind of stuff here.
Right.
What's gonna set this apart is the bacon, the cheese, the presentation, I think, is a big factor. We keep calling it meat. Big factor.
I missed it. I
We keep
missed
calling it
streaming is
meatloaf,
hard.
but the conceit is meat sushi, bacon sushi.
Stop
Okay,
talking.
so we got this all mixed up.
Right, so we're going to set that aside for now.
Okay, so we got this all mixed up.
Right, so
Started at the so. We can take out the right.
Sushi, bacon sushi. Okay, so we got this all mixed up.
So we're going to set that aside for now.
Are you going to need that cutting board?
We'll put it out of the way.
Okay, so then that is aside.
We're going to need saran wrap now. Aside for now. We're going to need saran wrap now.
Cool. I'm going to wash up. It's my turn.
Which drawer is your saran wrap in?
The left.
We're going to need saran wrap. Oh, excuse me. Plastic wrap or cling wrap.
I think there is actually saran in there as well.
Right, so because we're working with raw. Right, so. Because we're working with raw meat, you're not going to want to put it directly onto your bamboo sushi mat. These are really not that easy to clean. You can't just toss it in the dishwasher. I mean, they're cheap enough that you could buy a new one every time, but that seems kind of wasteful. So we're going We're going to wrap this in saran wrap so that we don't have raw meat touching our nice sushi mat. And it got stuck, because why wouldn't it?
Sitting back and watching, seeing if I need anything.
Success.
When it comes time to actually roll one of them, we'll make sure to get a close-up too. Probably what we'll do is the first one that we do, we'll keep doing in the wide, and then I will handhold the close-ups as we're preparing the second
Right.
one.
So you just put a piece of saran wrap down, and then sushi mat. So you just put a piece of saran wrap down, and then you put the sushi mat on it, and then you put another piece of saran wrap on top.
Alright, these are starting to come down a little bit.
That's fine, keep cooking them.
Yeah.
You want them really cooked down, really, I'll say flimsy, really sauteed.
Really flimsy. Like this? That's not flimsy.
No.
This is not flimsy. This is kind of trying to smile over here. You want it to be syrup. There we go. Sad onions are.
Completely unnecessary and not
Use my hand.
really funny. And it goes on for a while. Like, if that was able to be like a 10-second bit, I'd keep it and be like all stretching. Oh, I need to. If it was able to be a 10-second bit, then cool. But it went
Wrap on
way
top.
too long.
I can use my hand. Saranac root beer.
Apparently today we're sponsored by Saranac, Saran Wrap. Oh. Gotcha.
Oh, pumpkin.
Pull that bottom corner for me. Alright. Don't let go. I'm fine. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing now.
So, all that in between stuff. Got the little bit with boom.
A piece of saran wrap on top.
I can use my hand.
And you just gently lay over the
I know what
top.
I'm doing now. What about a few minutes ago?
I really don't want to include that.
And you just
Now we'll get a little bit of
just
perk
gently
going on
lay over
there.
the
I know what I'm doing
Got
now.
close up.
What about a few minutes ago? No comment.
press them together.
There. And then it just looks like an intentional quick cut.
Press them together, and then
In fact, this goes on a little long, this little gag.
piece of saran wrap on top.
I can use my hand.
Press them together, and then tuck your edges all onto the same side. That will end up being the back of your mat.
Okay, did I take this for a close-up? I take this for a spin? I did not. I ended up grabbing a big knife and going to town on a thing of bacon.
Okay. So we've not just it's like on one part. It's okay. Yeah, completely surrounded on all sides.
Yep. And you end up with something kind of like this.
Okay. Yeah, completely surrounded on all sides.
Yep.
Herp derp there. We'll pull that out. Getting a comment from Jen. Seems to work fine. Yay, it's working! Thank you, Jen. You can stay around and watch, or you can get on with your life, which is probably more exciting than watching me edit.
And tuck your edges all onto the same side. That will end up being the back of your mat. And you end up with something kind of like this.
Cool.
And then put all of your tucked sides
Underneath.
so that you don't have any kind of raw meat seepage. That would be disgusting.
Yeah, you had to say the word seepage, didn't you?
Alright.
Now it's bacon time.
I don't know what I was starting to say there, but it amuses me.
Yeah, you had to say the word seepage, didn't you? It's bacon time.
It is bacon time. Easy open peel here. I don't believe it. Easy open peel here. Use your teeth. That sounds like a good idea.
And we'll do a 400% speed on that.
Easy open peel here. Use your teeth. That sounds like a good idea.
I got it!
Okay, so I will not frame blend that one, just kind of keep that VCR fast forwarding idea. Firefox, stop going away. Peek out the edge there or something so I can get you after I go back to Chrome. Okay, so we're just going to be silly here. We got, let's see, this is the 400 speed bit right here, right?
Use your.
Yeah, right here. So this, we're going to make a new bin for titles and a new title. We're going to do a text. Gotta write this down, FFX4, but for some reason it always defaults to 80s Cyberpunk Revival, which has to be like the worst font on my hard drive. So we're gonna go to the standard Futura Light with a drop shadow that is fully solid and with no spread. Tuck that in a little bit. Boom. And then I want to see if I can get like a play symbol triangle. So we're gonna open up character map, and take a look at Wingdings. What can you do for us? There's an arrow there. It's not quite what I'm looking for. I just want a solid triangle. Solid triangle. Wingdings 1 hath not it. Doth not have it. got the diamond there. Wingdings 2 is a nice font. Or maybe it's 3 that I'm thinking of. Yeah, Wingdings 2 is nice. I use these as like chapter select markers sometimes. What's Wingdings 3 got? Ah, there we go. That's what I want. That's what I want. Cool. So that might actually be a letter. I don't know. We'll try it out. So now we're going to make a new little text box right here. And we're just going to throw in a couple letters. This is going to be the Wingdings 3. A, B, C. Oh, nope. No. Wingdings 3. Then we come back here. A, B, C. U. Letter lowercase u. There we go. Let me drop this in here so I can actually see it at the full. Okay, come on. Get out of here. I can't zoom in on the titler, it's annoying. U. Size down just a little bit. Maybe about 80. By about, I mean exactly, it must be exactly 80. And I'm going to get rid of the drop shadows and just add it to the title as a whole afterwards because we're going to have to layer these. So, there. And there. Now this is supposed to be Final Fantasy times 4, not or fast forward times 4, not Final Fantasy X-4. There's me giving away the joke. Ugh, yuck. Okay, so there we go, and then we just go to Effects and slap a drop shadow on it. Full opacity, 0 distance, or a little bit of distance, 0 softness. Yeah. And let's see how this looks.
Use your teeth. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah,
I got it!
It's very, very easy.
Normally is. Or at least not hard.
Right.
And we'll cut past this terrible knife safety.
Careful,
Not the
puppy,
fast
with your
forwarded one,
knives.
her knife safety. I'm
Supposed to
okay
open away
showing
from
my
yourself
complete
and
ineptitude in
kind
the
of-
kitchen.
Perpendicular.
I want to swing it out and look. Well, we just chopped our onion in half.
But
Oh, I guess we're on that side now.
All right.
Garbage. Yes?
Yes.
this just make me happy. Where nothing's happening, I watch
Yes.
through it, it's boring.
Sorry, sweet pea.
I chop it out and I take a couple of
Okay.
Leave it.
minutes out.
Now, you take your bacon.
Okay, I can actually see this. There. Hey. Oh, whoop. Make sure that both video tracks are displayed. Going from an hour 7 down to an hour 6. Not as much taken out as I'd hoped.
I got it!
You take your bacon.
Take it.
And you lay it down in you take your bacon
Bacon.
and you lay it down in strips. There's going to be a little bit of overlap on the end of your sushi mat, and that's totally fine.
Got a note that video had stopped working, but audio was fine. Looks like it's fixed for me. I think it's just the encoder struggling to keep up, or bandwidth, or something like that. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's because I checked it. It's because I checked it. Okay, so I guess if you were there when the video was frozen, we added our little fast forward thing over here.
And that's totally fine.
Okay.
So there were two sushi rolls, or meat logs if you want, assembled. And I think what I'm gonna do is, like all this right here is assembling one, like in fast forward, boom, boom, boom. And then all these are close-ups. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of go through here and see what parts of the close-ups I want, just to kind of accentuate, try to keep the length down too, not showing both going up.
Ooh, this piece kind of...
That piece kind of derped.
Usually this doesn't happen, so... I really haven't had any bacon, actually, with that weird tail.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh.
Get this close up. Boom, got that close up. Yep. Get rid of the bits around it. And there's a close-up part here.
Sure. If you have this much fat on your bacon, you might want to layer it, or if you actually have two packages of bacon, you can weave it and make bacon weave for your sushi mat. Because that's our overhang side.
Wiki, 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 wiki. That is flattening down the bacon. Get rid of these parts. These as well, we're also raising up to level 2. And coming back here, waiting for wherever we can drop those in.
Sushi mat, and that's totally fine.
Okay.
Try to lay them all facing in the same direction so that they'll fit more easily together. Sometimes you get bacon that's a little bit wavy. Try to get your waves matching.
Hi, Jen. Thank
Sushi
you
mat,
for
and
watching
that's
and
totally
noticing the
fine.
bacon we make.
Try to lay them all facing in the same direction so that they'll fit more easily together. Sometimes you get bacon that's a little bit wavy. Try to get your waves matching.
Yeah, so like the little, we got a little dangle there, that's just pulled that right back on itself.
Right. Sometimes you end up with a looser piece. Just kind of tuck it in.
Okay. Hello, shirt.
Sorry.
That's fine.
You want a close up for this one? Or
We're making
later?
2 rolls,
Oh.
so I will do all the close-ups on the second roll. We're
Okay.
talking everything through the first roll, and then she will do it while I do close-ups on the second.
Cool.
I feel we should point out that this is done by iguana. Okay, that's very
Yeah, the pregnant iguana.
yeah. Come back next week when.
So we'll hit this after we get that close up. Let's drop these close ups in.
So they'll fit more easily together. Sometimes you get bacon that's a little bit wavy. Try to get your waves matching. If you have this much fat on your bacon, you might want to layer it, or if you actually have 2 packages of bacon, you can weave it and make bacon weave for your sushi mat. Because that's our overhang side.
I feel we should point out.
We'll worry about spinning that afterward. Ah, I feel like I might have cut the wrong bit. I think I did. I think I cut the wrong bit. Yeah, okay. Ah! So, slide that over. See how that looks. Good enough. Get that smoothing motion.
I feel we should point out that this is done by iguana. Okay, that's very
Yeah, the pregnant iguana.
yeah. Come back next week when Dan Vidney will make some iguana egg omelets. Come back next week when Dan Vidney will make some iguana egg omelets. I don't know that that's going to happen, but it's not completely ruled out either, just because he seems so excited for the prospect. Come back next week when Dan Vidney will make some iguana egg omelets. I don't know that that's going to happen, but it's not completely ruled out either, just because he seems so excited for the prospect.
The other thing about this is to really kind of push your sushi piece.
So this is actually flattening them all out on the mat. We'll push that back a little bit.
So excited for the prospect.
The other thing about this is to really kind of push your sushi pieces. Yeah, your sushi pieces. Your bacon pieces, push them together. They don't need to be overlapping, but you don't want too many gaps between them.
Okay.
Actually, we can use the close-up at that point.
Together, they don't need to be overlapping, but you don't want too many gaps between them.
Boom.
Okay.
Keeping in mind that your fatty parts of your bacon will shrink as it cooks.
True. So, giving it less, I don't know. The more gaps you have in between there, the bigger those gaps are going to get when the bacon shrinks.
Right. So we've got 6 pieces across. Sometimes
My interjection was completely unnecessary. Deleted.
between them.
Okay.
Keeping in mind that your fatty parts of your bacon will shrink as it cooks. So we've got 6 pieces across. Sometimes you'll fit 7, sometimes you'll fit 8.
Depends kind of on the size of your mat, the size of the rolls you're making, and the size of your bacon.
Yep. How is that coming? Yeah, I gotta keep cooking that down. That's fine.
Yep, just a little more.
Right. Oh, I forgot to cut the tomatoes. Oops.
Tomato cutting?
Yeah, tomato cutting.
You know if these are clean stuff? Tomato cutting?
Okay, so I'll mention her. I forgot to cut the tomatoes. Cut to cutting the tomatoes. None of this where I got
Oh,
blasted
I
in
forgot to cut
the face with
tomatoes. Whoops.
steam from the dishwasher.
Tomato cutting?
Yeah, tomato cutting.
You know if these are clean stuff?
Yes. I know because I said that earlier.
Okay. Oof. Warm?
Glass is fogged up.
Taking a wetted paper towel, according to Mike.
You wetted.
Wetted.
Not dampened, not moistened. I mean, wetted is
Wetted.
fine.
Wetted. Was it wetted? It was wettened.
Wettened.
That's almost. Hand. Taking a wetted paper towel. Wetted.
Not dampened, not.
According to Mike. According to Mike.
Let's actually grab that clip, bring that clip in. That was a season 2, episode 11, Baked ZD. Drop this into source footage and see if I can find where exactly wettened paper towel came from. Conforming audio. I think it was for cutting up the sausage. Oh, yeah, it's right around there. Right there. We'll come back to that in a second. Premiere is conforming that audio right now.
You wetted.
Wetted.
Not dampened, not moistened. I mean, wetted is
Wetted.
fine. It's fine.
Wetted. Was it wetted? According to Mike. Was it wetted? It was wettened.
Wettened.
That's almost wettened.
Wettened.
That's almost too wettened, but whatever.
Will Wettened. He was on one of them Stargate television shows, right?
The shit that gets cut, I tell you.
Okay, so cutting up the tomatoes as well.
Just one for now.
Just one. Cool. That's easy open. Would you like a sticker?
Can you get
Okay. Okay, so cutting up the tomatoes as well. Tomatoes as well. Would you like a sticker?
Can you get it off? Get it off.
And we're gonna make a new title. We're gonna delete the fast forwarded bits. take this, center, and crank up the size, which is also what she said. Down a little bit, 190. I want it to bleed off the edge a bit. Oh, you can do that better. Size. $375. Add our shadow. Full opacity, distance like 15 or something? Yeah.
Can you get it off?
Can I?
No. No, he can't. No, he can't.
Can I?
Can you get it off?
Can I?
No. No, he can't.
So ideally you get this done before the meet, but we just forgot that happens. So
Oh, the bit with Mike is set for Big ZD.
Freak out and just starts playing Brook Run all over the place.
Run.
Yeah, Brook. Mr. Detlef here is negligent, and
yeah, it's his fault.
Boater's cutting board is sliding all the way around.
Thanks for putting your hand under the knife. BT dubs.
Boater, you know how I feel about that word. Quick way to fix that, Boater, please pick up the cutting board, is to put a wettened paper towel under it. Would you say damp? Wettened!
Would you say
you?
moist? Moistened?
Moist, yes.
No, we'll let that sit right there. That'll work well.
Was it wetted? It was wettened.
To put a wettened
It was wettened.
wettened paper towel under it. Would you say damp? Wettened!
Would you say
you?
Okay, so cutting up the tomatoes as well. Would you like a sticker?
Can you get it off?
Can I?
No. No, he can't.
So ideally you get this done before the meet, but we just forgot that happens. Okay, so what are you doing? Slices
Nope.
or? Nope.
I'll do it quick.
You got this. That happens. Okay, so what are you doing? Slices
Nope.
or? Nope.
I'll do it quick.
You got this.
I'll do it
You got this. Guess so, man. Guess so, man.
They don't have to be.
Okay, so like wedges.
Yeah.
So, man.
They don't have to be.
Okay, so like wedges.
Yeah. Well, really more like I said. They don't really.
Oh, I
like
see,
wedges,
okay.
They're more like slices.
Slices, but not all the way through. It's
Right.
from half. Can I eat this? Slices, but not all the way through. It's from half. From half. Can I eat this? Or
I
should
mean,
I?
I just touched raw meat and then the tomato. That's all on you, broski.
Broski, well, that can't be, I can't let that pass unnoted. I'm having fun with titles today. Fun with titles. Doop-a-doop-boo-ba-doop-boo.
It's all on you, broski.
I don't know why I did a cut there. But
It's all on you, broski.
I'll have a little piece at least.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really touch the end of it. The real thing here.
yes, I do have. That's what she said saved in there. That's part of the episode. Even though I got the over the glasses, the Mrs. Smith over the glasses look, our band teacher.
You broski. The real thing here to look out for is all of these seeds. You want to scoop out all of these seeds into either your garbage or your sink or something. You don't want to have any of the wet seed spots.
Okay. So we're looking at the meat.
Right. Seed spots.
Okay.
Seed spots.
So we're looking at the meat.
Right.
Not the...
So, I mean, this is... It's meat. That's all we want here.
hard.
Okay, that's my revenge. That's my. Okay, you made it funny.
That's all we want here.
Hard. Okay. I see what you're doing and I appreciate it. Elbow bump.
That's all we want here.
Yeah, okay. That goes to the elbow bump.
That's all we want here.
Hard.
Okay, we lost connection there for a little bit. But we're good. Okay. So what was I saying? I completely forget what I was saying.
That's all we want here.
Okay. I see what you're doing and I appreciate it. Elbow bump.
I forget what I was saying. I wanted to do this on Twitch so I could get like a full comment feed here. Thing is, I know that the only person watching right now is my sister, so I'm in a Facebook chat with her. Yay! Why not? I wanted to see if I could do Twitch for the chat room. I don't think that anything like that really exists in YouTube aside from dropping comments down below. But it's not a chat room, It's YouTube comments. It's far from the ideal communication forum.
Quick question, Steph, how long has that been running? Is that 15 minutes on the counter there?
1845.
1845. Why don't you cut and restart that? It will shut itself.
Yes.
Okay. So we're ready to continue. Okay, how are these looking? Let's see, we pick up that one, and it's not quite so happy anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I would still
out the
kind
fat
of
onion
now,
bit
maybe
before,
turn
so
down
we don't
heat
need
a
to
little
hear.
bit.
Okay.
So like
So-
the
grab one of
brownness
those
is
root
good,
beers
but
and
like
drink it
some
right
of these
now.
are still way too.
Yeah, I think these, one of the other things, these are kind of thick, so I'm
Right.
gonna,
The individual, like, the layers are really thick, which is odd.
yeah, that's a thick onion. Thick skull. So we'll just pick the more wiggity ones.
That's about 30 seconds. That. We're just waiting for something to actually happen again, as am I on Steam.
was like some point that wouldn't make sense. Okay, what can I be doing while you're deseeding?
Sure. You can actually, if you.
It will shut itself. Okay, what
Oh, nope, don't need that part either.
doing, and I appreciate it. Elbow bump. Okay, what can I be doing while you're deseeding?
Sure. You can actually, if you split the meat in half.
Okay, because we are making 2 rolls. The amount here that we said you were making 2 rolls, so we're going to start with the 1 here. So, obviously, if it's just you and one other person, you might just make one of these. So, 1 tomato, 1 onion, 1 pound of meat.
These do reheat really well.
Okay, because we are making 2 rolls.
And we'll cut from there.
Just you and one other person. Obviously,
I would say obviously, like that's a tick I start out with. Not so or whatever. Obviously, if you're doing blah blah blah. I've got paused video on my thing. Oh, there it goes. It just caught up. I just clicked over and said, "Hey, what's up?" Did a thing there. I'm not quite sure what's going on with what right now. You're being my guinea pig.
making 2 rolls. Obviously, if it's just you and one other person, you might just make 1 of these. So, 1 tomato, 1 onion, 1 pound of meat.
These do reheat. These do.
Something goes on for a while. Even taking out like 5 or 10 frames can really help to kind of speed it along.
1 pound of meat.
These do reheat really
Feels
well, so if
faster.
you make 2 of them, then you have 1 later, that's fine too.
Okay. I imagine you end up doing that fairly often then?
No, they tend to disappear.
Okay, so got about half the meat.
Right, take off a small...
About half the meat.
Right, take off a small handful of... Right, take off a...
Get without her wiping her face.
Take off a small...
Got about half the meat.
Take off a small handful, those are going to be your end caps. Yeah, like that's probably fine.
Okay. And keep that off to the side right there. So, okay, so this is going to be the end cap. So set that. Okay.
End caps.
So, okay, so this is going to be the end cap. So set this aside?
Yes.
Okay, and I want this.
Yes.
Okay, I got this. I got this. I got this. What do I do? I got this. What do I do with this now that I got this? I got this. What do I do with this now that I got this?
Kind of...
Now that I got this.
Unnecessary, beleated.
I got this.
Kind of, yeah, start flattening it out onto your sushi roll here. You want it to be probably about... It's fine if it touches this side, you don't generally want it to go all the way to the end here. It's probably about 1 inch from the ends here. Onto your sushi roll here. You want it to sushi roll here.
Now that I got this.
Kind of, yeah, start flattening it out onto your sushi roll here. You want it to be probably about...
Sushi map, but
It's fine if it touches this roll here. It's fine if it touches this side. You don't generally want it to go all the way to the end here. It's about an inch from the ends here.
Okay, so the side that we folded the bacon over onto, it's fine to get closer to the edge, maybe half an inch, but no more than an inch from the
Yeah,
other
the
edge.
idea is that you're going to have your bacon hanging off of one side of your sushi mat.
Okay.
You're going to want the meat touching the side that it's not hanging off of.
Okay,
So see how we have a little bit of loose here?
yeah.
Them spice bottles in the way, but also part of the bar in the way. Okay, that's weird. Is the stream just starting again from the start? A little bit. Just copy that over here. Yeah, it is. At least that's what I got over here. It looks like the stream's just starting over again, because it finished. I don't know about that. Let me refresh and see what's going on. Yeah, okay, no, that's still going. Alright. Yeah, that was weird. It was like starting to replay for me. And I might actually, how much do I want to keep going here? I still have a lot more to go through. Quite frankly, I'm going to take a break. So, I think I've got some of the streaming stuff kind of figured out, at least to some extent, where this is a halfway passable thing to do. So, I think I'm going to call it quits right there. I have a few other things I need to take care of before I come back to this. But, thank you for watching. Cool. Jen notes for me it didn't restart. I just refreshed the page, and there it is. So, just weird things going in on the end there. It's going through to YouTube just fine. It's getting it back. It's kind of being a weird thing. But this will be here for you to watch afterwards. So I probably will post this up on the BCS page there. This episode here is going to come out Tuesday, May 12th. As part of my May subscription drive, trying to get 31 more subscribers over the course of 31 days by releasing 31 videos. If you found this making of video to be interesting, this isn't going to be a regular feature. However, this is something that will be available to Patreon supporters. If you're interested in Patreon, a video for that will also be coming out. But in short, people who donate at the $1 level get access to a discussion forum with other patrons and with me. It's kind of, I mentioned how bad YouTube comments are for communicating. Patreon is a good communication forum there. $5 supporters will get early access to videos. As far as, when this video is done, I might post it a couple days early for Patreon supporters to be able to get. For $5 supporters, and then $10 supporters will get this. We'll get early access in the form of, live streaming while I'm recording an episode or while I'm editing an episode, something like that. Just a further peek behind the creative process. The things that flash by, that's what she said, and bro, and stuff like that you may miss if you're only half watching, that you get to see that. It's kind of fun to be a part of that. I know when I watch like a webcomic artist creating a comic, I feel a little more personally invested in that comic, watching it come together over the course of a couple hours. So, you might get the same kind of thing here. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Remember that you can also follow me on facebook.com/boaterbug, as well as facebook.com/boatercooksomething. Boaterbug will post all updates. Boatercooksomething will obviously be just BCS-related updates. You can also follow me on twitter.com/boaterbug, obviously patreon.com/boaterbug for all that supporting goodness. Thank you for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.